Hello YouTubers, and welcome to my channel, the Virginia Bushcrafter. And this is the channel where we learn and we practice bushcrafting, prepping, and survival skills. So today guys, I am in the bush and I am out here to practice, and I am already finding nice fuel for a fire. But today I am focusing on the 5 C's learned by Dave Canterbury. And the 5 C's are cutting, your cutting tool, combustion, to start a fire, canteen, to carry your water,
pay over time with Google Store,
coverage, something to sleep over, and cordage, which will be your paracord or your rope. So again guys, today I'm out here to practice and demonstrate the 5 C's in bushcrafting. Now these 5 C's are the minimum that I would come into the bush with. There are a lot of times I will have much more than just the 5 C's, or I will add on to the 5 C's. So again guys, cutting, combustion, canteen, coverage, and cordage are the 5 C's, the minimum items that I would come into the bush with. So what I'm going to do guys is I am going to go ahead and get set up, and then I am going to show you my 5 C's for today. All right, YouTubers, right now I am going to go over the 5 C's. Again, cutting, combustion, canteen, cordage, and cover. Now when I come into the bush, I carry, first of all, a hatchet. A hatchet is basically used, for my purposes, is to split wood. So here is a hatchet that I use. It is all metal. It is about 13 inches long, but this is one of my cutting tools. In addition to the hatchet, I always have a saw. This is a Corona saw. It cuts on the pull only, and it cut up to, they say 6 inches, but I've cut up to a 14-inch diameter log. The next cutting tool is a full tang knife, a true full tang knife. And it is a true full tang knife because it does have a pommel. So this is about 5 inches. This is considered a medium knife. I have brought larger knives, but this is a full tang saber grind knife. So at a minimum, my cutting tools are a hatchet, a saw, and a knife. The next C is combustion. This is my Ferro Rod. It is about 6 inches long and about 1/2 inch in diameter. Ferro rod, rain, snow, sleet, or shine, I will have fire. That is the second C. The next C is Canteen. This is a 40-ounce clean canteen. 40 ounces of water with a nesting cup. I like to have metal because I can use it to sterilize water. I can boil it as well as boil it in the boiling water in the nesting cup. That is the third C. The fourth C is cordage. I always bring at least 100 feet of paracord, 550 paracord. Now these two hanks do not equal, they probably equal about 50, but on my wrist there is 8 feet of paracord. Here is 8 feet of paracord, and in my boots, the boot laces are paracord, and that is 6 feet of paracord in each one of my boots. So the last item is coverage, and that is the tarp that you see right here. So the 5 C's: cutting, hatchet, saw, knife. The next C, combustion, ferrocerium rod. The next C, a canteen with a nesting cup. The fourth C is cordage. And here again, that's one wrist, that's 8 feet. On the other wrist, there's 8 feet. On my boot laces, that's 6 feet there, 6 feet there. And the orange tarp. Now with the cordage, it can also be rope. So guys, what I'm going to do, as I utilize each item, I am going to speak on that item. Alrighty, so let me start setting up item by item, and we will go through them. All right, YouTubers, I am going to show you how I start out building my shelter using one of the 5 C's, which is cordage. First thing I have done is use part of nature. Part of a limb tied around a tree trunk, and I've taken the 550 paracord from one tree trunk to another. I've tied it around the tree trunk and used a trucker's hitch, and this is to excess cordage. On this ridge line, I have made 2 prusik knots. As you see, the prusik knots will move from left to right, but when I pull on here, it stops. It becomes very tight. So there's a prusik knot here, as well as a prusik knot here. That is part of cordage. Now I am going to use another part of the C, which is coverage. And I'll show you how the prusik knots, along with nature, will become part of my shelter. Okay, what I want to show you now is how I utilize paracord into using a prusik knot for my shelter. As you can see, the prusik knot is here, and here's part of nature. I run the prusik knot through a grommet, put part of nature here. If I push it this way, it loosens the tarp. I pull it back this way, it tightens the tarp. Same thing on the other end, part of nature, prusik knot, push it in, it loosens the tarp, pull it back out, it tightens the tarp. And as you can see, the tarp is my cover. That is part of the 5 C's. So at a minimum, I do have cover under a tarp. Okay, that's part of the 5 C's. Let's move on to the next C. All right, guys, the next thing for me to do is to harvest some wood so that I can make a fire. And of the 5 C's, the first one I am going to be using is a saw. And I am using a saw primarily because it saves calories. I don't have to use the hatchet because I'm going to use the hatchet to split, and I will use the knife to baton. So I have found some dead hardwood, which I'm going to use this portion to make a fire. So I'm going to cut this large piece starting here. I'm going to take this portion back with me, and I am going to split it up to make a fire. One of the 5 C's, a saw. All right, let's walk back to camp and start processing this wood. But before I leave here, I am going to saw a couple more pieces. Hey guys, I've harvested some wood. Not a whole lot of wood, but enough wood to give a demonstration of using part of the 5 C's. What I'm going to do right now is I need a baton. Now I'm going to make this piece of wood out of a baton. I'm going to do that by sawing around it, and then I'm going to take this knife and remove some of the outer edge so that I can have a grip. So I have harvested this wood again with a hatchet, a saw, and now I'm going to use the knife. So let's see how it turns out with the baton. Hey guys, using the cutting tools, I'm making a baton or batten so that I can use this to help me split wood. But what I did, this was very long. I sawed it in half. I sawed around this portion here. I used the knife to remove some of the wood. So what I'm going to do now is just trim it up using a knife. The knife is a little bit more convenient at this point. This is going to give me a firmer grip. This is a BK2 that I'm using, Becker, so this is much better. And again, what I will be using it for, as a quick demonstration, that's what I will be doing with the batten and one of the C's, one of the cutting tools, a knife. All right, I'm going to get more wood because I'm going to make me a fire. But, hey guys, a recommendation that I have, when you have a knife that is only 5.1 inches and you have some very hard wood that's even knotty, that is even tough for a hatchet, what you can do is trim around it. This is a very piece of hardwood. It is knotty. My blade does not cover the full diameter. So that is what you can do all the way around. Again, one of the 5 C's, a knife. Hey guys, I am going to make some feather sticks now. I split some wood and I'm going to make feather sticks with these pieces of wood. But one thing I wanted to let you know about your cutting tool, a reason to have a full tang knife is because I can put this here, the drop point there. I have a pommel. This makes this a true full tang. And now, since this wood is so hard, I'm going to use this method. Feather sticks just allows you to get your fire started easier. In addition to the feather sticks, you can actually just make curls out of this. This is what it's looking like so far. So I'm going to continue. This is just one method of making feather sticks. This is just one method. There are other methods. Just small feather sticks. And what drops on the ground will be used as curls. Which I would intentionally make some curls now. So I have a few curls. I'm going to continue to make more, and I'll show you the end result. Hey guys, I am going to use another part of the cutting tool. Here is I'm going to use a hatchet to make quick work. I'm building a fire, and it takes time to make a fire properly. But what I'm going to do is make some kindling, some quick chopping. And I'm using this in a down angle so that my kindling does not go a lot of places. This is just to make quick work. This is actually pine, so it's going to burn very hot. There is some fat wood resins in here. So this is what I'm doing as part of making a fire. So I want to show you quickly the amount of wood. I've just chopped this quick. So I'm going to make a lot of this, and we're going to use it on the fire. So I'm going to continue with this process, and I'll get right back with you. Okay, there. I am using the cutting tool again to remove bark. This is from a green limb, and this will be used as a cooking utensil. But the bark was removed with a full tang knife. We're going to see this later on. Okay guys, as part of the 5 C's, it is combustion. It is time to make a fire. And we know the 5 elements of a fire is ignition, tinder, kindling, fuel, and oxygen. So let's get the fire started. Okay, we have fire going. We're going to put some It's very moist here, so let's try that again. Okay, and we're going to use our kindling. Our feather sticks is our kindling. Okay, so we've got our fire started with one of the 5 C's. Combustion. Once I get some coals on this, we're going to have a meal. See you. Hey guys, what is on the fire now is 4 hot dog buns and 4 of these. I was not able to use the utensil I wanted to because my were thought out too well, or either not thought out too well, and would not stay on my utensil. So I elected to put them in foil and bake them over the fire. So I am just waiting on a hearty meal. But again, this video is about the 5 C's. Combustion, container, cordage, cover, and cutting. All of this has been accomplished with those 5 items, the 5 C's. Alrighty, see you after the meal. Guys, one of the C's I'm getting ready to utilize is the canteen and the nesting cup. I've put a tea bag in there. That's the clean canteen, 40 ounces. This is the cup of tea that I'm getting ready to put next to the fire. Again, one of the C's, canteen. Well, the tea is not boiling yet. I like my tea to have a rolling boil. But in the meantime, I can't wait for the tea because I am hungry. So I'm going to be having some Gatorade. I've already eaten one of my hot dogs. The remaining 3. By the time I eat these, maybe the tea will be ready. Alrighty, I'll see you after I have my lunch. Well guys, I'm tending to the fire. And my tea has cooled down, so I'm going to have some tea. And then I will be packing out of here. But this nesting cup is part of the C's because it goes with my canteen. So again, just want to let you guys know, when you go into the bush, take the 5 C's with you. The cutting, the cordage, covering, canteen, and anything else. But this has been fun. I'm going to see you guys on my way out as the fire is going down, and I'm going to enjoy my tea before I leave. See you in a few. Well guys, this has been fun. But part of bushcrafting is making sure that the fire is out. So with one of my C's, my canteen, I'm going to use the remaining water to start dousing the fire. All right, guys. This has been fun. Just remember the 5 C's. And the 5 C's when you go bushcrafting is cutting tools, combustion, canteen, coverage, and cordage. With that being said, guys, hit the like button, share this video, comment, and subscribe to the Virginia Bushcrafter. I will see you on the next video.